Hey guys, I wanted to take this morning to make a video just talking to people about what it is I'm doing and why this affects you and why it affects your family and the earth, and basically giving you guys a list of reasons that you'd want to be involved in some projects that I'm involved in. So first and foremost, I've noticed that the largest disconnect that humans are experiencing is a disconnect, aside from separation of self, if you will, but a disconnect from nature and the lack of ability to see the manifestation of divine intelligence that's laid out before us in divine order, which is nature. So we view ourselves as separate from nature. I have a very distinct belief that humans are completely capable of making their own decisions for themselves. That's not to say that our education systems are promoting that, because they're not. But humans, when actually nurtured and brought up in a way that is loving, have the capability to think and act for themselves and do not need a totalitarian authority to dictate to them where to piss, shit, and shave, who to speak to, who to not speak to, how they should talk. An educated culture would realize that we are not that educated because we have no knowledge of self. And everybody says, well, hey, how am I supposed to get this knowledge of self? The number one way that I've found knowledge of self is by submersing in nature, which goes back to the larger goal of what I'm doing. I would like to build us a community where people could live on either temporary lease bases or permanent living, over 200 acres in the middle of a jungle. Now I want to have an orphanage. I'm going to have an orphanage. I'm going to have a wildlife sanctuary, and half of the retreat is going to be operating as a communal living realm and a retreat center, so the people working in the facility would be also the ones growing food for the clients at the retreats and themselves. So it's like a full circle thing, like a symbiosis. And the goal is to have a self-sustaining eco-retreat / community wildlife reserve orphanage. Well, why? Why an orphanage, Adam? Because kids matter. I'm not particularly good with kids because I am a kid. But the people that I've connected to over the years on Instagram certainly are. And they're very, very down with moving down there and helping everybody get in touch with nature, including the children. So there's a lot of children. We're thinking about doing this in Colombia. I'm a little north of there currently, but we're thinking about doing it in Colombia. And there's a lot of kids that don't have families. We're trying to perfect our vape CBD oil strain. Just hasn't come out yet, right? But it's coming there. It's getting there. Anyway, take these communities and you use them as a prototype for other people. Like, we show people that you can grow food, purify water, and help people and be in service to the all, and you'll be rewarded greatly for that in this lifetime. I mean, it's a good feeling you get when you grow your own food from the ground. These are things that we should all know how to do, but we've just forgot because we haven't been taught. Like, we've been taught like multiplication and addition. We didn't get taught to plant a seed in the ground and grow food because it's a system of control. What's the solution? I mean, number one, you want to plan for the long term, you train kids. You want to plan for the short term, you plant crops. You want to plan for somewhere in between, you build structures. You know what I mean? So, like, while this may take time and effort on the people who, would like to be a part of it, it's something that most certainly can happen. And with the following I've developed and the continual influx of people, this is something that we could do relatively easy. The preliminary step for all of this is to get off of the main social media sites. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all that. It's all owned by the same assholes. And, that leads a significant threat. That lends a significant threat to our situation because we can be censored at any time. So instead of allowing that to happen and kind of disbanding what we've already built, although I have the email addresses to back up the Instagram following, frankly, I don't feel like dealing with that. Let's take our fight behind the scenes. I've created an app The app is going to network the people within my tribe, and the people within their tribe are going to be, in a clan structure, so that each person has a responsibility in their clan. To get us involved in the idea of living as a community, the first thing that we need is an actual app that unites the community prior to being in one physical space. Due to financial constraints, I obviously can't go out and purchase $1.5 million worth of land right off the bat, but as a preliminary step, we can certainly have an app that's developed to allow the potential clients / potential workers / potential livers / potential lovers all in one space, and they can get to know each other and establish direct connection without me having to be on a live feed or something ridiculous. So food for thought. I'm crowdfunding 20 to 25K, planning on throwing in 5K in my own money. I'm asking for 20 grand on the GoFundMe. We are at $15,500, somewhere around there if you include the PayPal transfers. All forms of donations are available, bank to bank, electronic transfers, bank to credit union, we even have a Stripe if you want for a debit or a credit card. But basically, the GoFundMe is there so that we who are going to be a part of this community in the future are actually putting in effort now. Like when the time is coming to build the community, if you want to be a part of it, then obviously I'm going to need some help getting there. Nothing is ever just handed to people. We have to work hard at it. So that's the larger version of what's going on. Right now, the first step is to network our tribe independent of social media. So I'm asking for 20 grand. I know it sounds like a lot of money. It's literally about 30 cents per follower. I mean, if my time and effort isn't worth 30 cents, then I don't know what is. But, I'm being censored heavily. I can't do this alone. I want the planet to be safe. I want kids to have a safe planet to grow up on. And I think that real men defend the earth and keep it sacred and protected for women to pour life into. And that's the bottom line, is that life is sacred. And we've forgotten because we're disconnected from nature. You can find me on Instagram at Third Eye Opener. Please also check out the link for my Etsy shop. It's going to be listed below. We sell all sorts of good products, but the biggest, most best-selling one is Shungite. Elite Shungite, which we use for water purification. Removes fluoride, pesticides, GMOs, all that crap, inorganic bullshit. Stay safe, drink clean water, fast once a month for like 3 days, and eat limes while you're fasting. Don't forget to breathe, and breathe from your diaphragm. And everybody, for God's sake, please don't take life so serious. You're just here to witness it. You're gonna be just fine. From my side of the world to yours, fuck the system, and please, 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 please donate to my GoFundMe so that we can get off of this social media nonsense and get behind the scenes and actually start living the mission. Thank you guys so much for your time. Peace and love from my side of the world to yours. Fuck the system. I'm over and out. I love you.